Right after this, we're gonna go off-roading.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCruddens, and we wanted to give you a tour of our brand new 2022 Ford Bronco. It's a beauty and we are in love. So before we get into the specifics, like the model which we went for is a little unconventional. We went with the black diamond. I want to talk about all that. But before we do so, I'm going to kind of tell you how I went from being a longtime Mustang man to now owning a Ford Bronco. It's a big adjustment.
Oh my God, we're super happy about it. It's a bit lower end than the Outer Banks of the Big Bend, but it's not a sport, which we decided definitely.
Those are too small.
That wasn't what we were looking for, and we're delighted. Let's show you a bit of the inside.
Yeah, let's look at the features.
How you feeling?
Awesome.
You drinking and driving?
Yes, coffee.
Hey babe, what do you think about the roof being off?
I think that I wouldn't be able to take it off myself, but it's very cool. I feel like I'm on a safari or something. Might as well take advantage of the nice weather.
Now today was actually the first time I took the roof off,
Like
and
fully.
yeah, well, you can put it back really easily, and that, Kara, you do that one yourself, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to take the whole thing off, including the very back of it, and kind of tuck it away like we did, well, it's a little bit of a procedure, and I'd say get it down to about 10 minutes. First time took about 20 minutes just figuring it out, but it's not that hard to do. It's just, it's a bit of an investment in time, and you want to make sure it's a really sunny day. But today, how are you feeling, babe?
Great.
Should we take the doors off?
No. You can take the doors off, but I don't think it's necessary.
Maybe not today. All right, so I'm like a pretty big guy. I'm like 6'4", 280. So, you know, like a Mustang was tight, but I could recline the whole way. Anyway, I've never sat with so much comfort. I could be like 6'10", 380, and still have plenty of room in this car. And then, Kara, how much do you weigh?
I don't even know, like 120? Yeah.
Okay, and you're 5'9"?
What?
You're just as comfortable as me.
I'm 5'7", but yeah,
Okay.
I'm really comfortable.
5'9" is 5'7", whatever, baby. You're beautiful, and the chair just moves. It works for every size.
Michael's a giant, basically.
That's what I'm trying
is
to
what
say.
he's trying to say.
I had a nap actually the other day, sleeping in the passenger seat. Like, it's the biggest comfort I've ever had in a car. I've never felt so.
Oh, it's big, baby.
Yeah, girl.
There are also these goat modes. I feel like we're going to be using those a lot when it's winter. So you got the four-wheel drive and all of that. So, and stuff for off-roading, which we haven't tried yet. But maybe right after this, we're going to go off-roading.
Whenever I buy a car, I kind of pretended like I'm old school, and I gotta look under the hood. It's just, you know, it's so impressive to me what you can actually purchase. Look how much of a machine this is. Look how much technology is there. And I think that's what I found the most impressive about the Ford Bronco. From just like, my last car was a 2019 Ford Mustang, and it wasn't this electronic. It didn't have this many sensors. I can't count on one hand how many sensors I'm seeing here, but that means this car is that integrated that it's almost got a brain of its own. Kara was mentioning that she was like slammed on the brakes, and all of a sudden there was some auto assistance to make sure she did not get into an accident. So like, not only is the car fantastic to look at, it's also a genius. It's almost got a brain in here with all these sensors.
And it's a safe family car.
Every day we're finding new like little things that turn on or warn us, or, you know, like check your back seat, you didn't leave a child or a dog back there. And like, you would never even think of these features, but they're fantastic. And it's just mind-blowing how cool this experience has been.
Yeah, so throughout my life, I've driven all sorts of cars, like beaters, old work trucks. When I finally got enough money to buy whatever car I kind of wanted, I'd done a lot of trips to Los Angeles, and I'd always rent a Mustang, and I'd put the top down. So then I'm like, I guess that's the car I choose to get every time I rent. So why don't I pick up a Mustang for myself? And it was great, right? I had a Mustang the first time I pulled up to take Kara on our first date. What'd you think then?
When we first started dating, I thought your car was very cool. I remember my neighbor complimented it, Roger. Anyway, you had a 2017 Mustang. Very cool, very manly car, but also it was very compact, let's just say. It was very sports car vibes, which is what it was.
And we took it on a trip,
We
right?
did. I think our first trip together, actually, like really early on in our relationship, was a road trip to Atlantic City. Neither of us had ever been. And, you know, I guess we were in the car for like 12 hours. And I couldn't drive because it was standard. So it's not like I could help him out and drive. So it was all him.
I wouldn't recommend doing that because you drive a long way and then you hit New York City traffic. Or like New Jersey, like we were serious.
We had to stop in New Jersey, like in the downtown, before we went to Atlantic City because we got stuck in some crazy traffic.
And then, you know, you're tight and like you don't have a cooler, you don't have any room. Kara couldn't take a nap in the back seat.
It was still fine for me as a passenger, but I mean, I would have much rather have done it in the Bronco because we could have just used this instead of getting a hotel. Just sleep in the back. Why not, right?
Right, that's a great idea.
Camp out.
Or just go off-roading and make our own path.
Exactly.
So then my lease was up in 2019, and I'm like, I'll get another Mustang, a new one, right?
Yeah.
So it's all good, basically the same thing, upgraded, and we did that for another 3 years. But when we came to do a new lease, we were like, we should do something with a little more room, right?
And things were changing for us. We ended up moving cities and getting a house and adopting other dogs, you know, well, Fitz, but 2 dogs and driving around, like visiting family and stuff. With the moves, needed more space to put stuff in the car.
We also run our own business. We were producing content all over the place, going to meetings, and it's better for us almost to share a car because we do everything together.
Yeah, and I really wanted a Ford Bronco, and we even moved our studio, so all of this stuff going on, I just think we needed a bigger ride that we could do more with.
And I do have to give Kara all the credit because I was thinking a Ford Mustang SUV, like that's the natural transition. It just seems so logical, and you were like, wait, tell him.
Well, I had always been obsessed with the vintage Ford Broncos. Like, anytime I see it in a movie, I was like, I need one of those cars one day. But they retired in 1996. I love the ones from like the 70s though, like the very vintage looking ones. And those are impossible to find, or very hard, or you have to like work on it yourself, when I don't know how to do that. So, you know, this seemed like a great option.
Yeah, and it wasn't hard to convince me. I'm like, that's a great idea. Can we afford that? But we paid a visit to our friends at Downtown Ford, and they were so helpful. They were like, well, okay, actually, there was a bit of a holdup. It was hard to get this car. But regardless, they were like super accommodating. As soon as some cars came in, they were calling us up, and eventually we came in and we had 3 to look at, and we decided to pick the Black Diamond. Mm-hmm. And there was like the Big Bend. There was one in, I think the Big Bend was in electric blue.
Yeah.
Not for her. And what was the other one? It was like a really high-end.
Oh.
I guess it was the Outer Banks, but there was something about it that made it like super superior.
I don't remember actually. But also that one was even harder on gas, so the guy warned us about it.
Oh yeah, it had it had the orange sticker. It was a different brand altogether. It was like the superior version.
It was very confusing to like. Then you can get the Sasquatch package. There's so many options. I was getting confused, but this one is one of the big ones, like we wanted.